Hello world, sadly, there's a new topic. We are starting off 2018 with a very sad YouTuber story that I have very definitive opinions on, and I regret to announce that today's topic is not one that I can really smile through or be happy about because it is very depressing, but I believe that I should throw in my 2 cents on the matter, and for the sake of following YouTube's guidelines, as well as just being a responsible and respectful human being, I will not be monetizing this video. Not that that would matter, because YouTube would demonetize any video on this channel anyway, because they do not check to see if the videos being uploaded are family friendly. They literally just shoot in the dark and hope for the best. So if you haven't heard the story, a YouTuber known as Logan Paul, you may have heard of him. He's been a very successful YouTuber in 2017. Visited a very well-known forest near Mount Fuji known as the Suicide Forest. This forest is sadly known for being a place where a lot of people go every single year to commit suicide. It's a very depressing thing that I did not know much about, and after reading about this story, I've now known that this has been kind of a popular thing for a long time. A lot of people go and visit there, and Logan Paul tries to make vlogs on a daily basis, as every day possible, which also means that he's trying to find a new top story. He's trying to find that clickbait, and having watched a couple of Jake and Logan Paul's videos, I can confidently say I am not a fan of their genre. I understand that they've captivated a very large audience, but it is not for me. Their level of comedy and their level of filmmaking seems very juvenile and seems to appeal to a much younger audience. And originally they became popular on Vine, but of course when Vine died they moved to YouTube, and I can say confidently that it shows the fact that they based most of their comedy on getting quick laughs and being absurd and just being crazy as much as possible to get views. I've noticed that through their vlogs, and that's why I can't watch them consistently, is it just drives me nuts. They've caused problems with their neighbors in the past, and they've basically been a couple of YouTubers that have caused a lot of drama and problem for the people in their lives, which I do not appreciate. But I never really commented on them because I'm not usually one to start YouTube drama. I know I've done reaction videos in the past, but that's mostly just because I like having debates on interesting topics. But what Logan Paul did more recently kind of crossed the line to me in the realm of, okay, I need to make a statement about this because I feel like we should talk about it. And while it may be controversial and I'm trying to be family friendly, we still have to think about things like this. So for some reason you don't know what happened, he went to the suicide forest and found a suicide victim's body hanging from a tree, which was sad enough on its own, but what is even sadder than that reality is that their immediate reaction to seeing a body out in the woods was not to contact the authorities. Their immediate reaction was to get closer to it, film it up close in its graphic detail. Whoever their editor is blurred out the face of whatever the victim is. I was able to see the video before it was taken down. For some reason YouTube did not take it down, and the vlog was available for 12 hours after it was posted, and it even made it on YouTube trending. What's very disturbing about this fact is that video collected 550,000 to 600,000 likes before being taken down, and it's just mind-boggling to me that YouTube will demonetize my iPhone 10 review or my top 10 pieces of tech I'm thankful for, and yet this thing doesn't get taken down immediately. It completely confuses me that a YouTuber such as Logan Paul, who's in YouTube Rewind and has 15 million subscribers, uploads a video with content that I think crosses a line that we've ever seen on YouTube before. There's been controversial things we've seen in the past, like PewDiePie making jokes he definitely should not, or saying words he's not supposed to say. I think that's entirely different. I mean, after PewDiePie said certain words that are very derogatory that we really should not be saying, I do believe that's wrong, and he apologized for it, but I look at that as more of a slip-up, as more of a, you're trying to make dark humor, and it's not really funny, but it's not really directed at any particular person. And now to imagine the fact that some poor person who is struggling with depression and suicidal tendencies, probably for a big part of their life, committed suicide in this forest, and now a vlogger was attempting to get up close with their corpse and film that and then publish it. The fact that it wasn't just one person's idea is what really bothers me. The fact that this took multiple people's minds working together to make possible. You know, I don't believe Logan Paul edits his own videos. If he does, this still is not okay, but he was not by himself. He was with friends. He had to consciously see that this body was there, and then he had to get close to it, film it, then contact the authorities. And this was not some live stream slip up. This was literally recorded on a camera. You take the cards out of the camera, you plug it into the computer, import it. I know that they blurred the face, but think about the poor editor who had to watch this graphic footage and apply the blur effect on that poor victim's face. Is just so sickening to me. And then of course export it and upload it to YouTube. And at no point of this giant process of making a vlog did anyone stop and say, should we do this, or maybe this is getting too far? And personally, I do not buy the whole, keep in mind guys, guys, I uploaded this to spread awareness and to let you know that suicide is a real thing and you should get help. You know, I don't buy that at all. This, I think, was totally a, we are going to get famous for this, we are going to get the most amount of views for this. Even if the video gets taken down, everyone is going to be talking about me and referencing me. Here we are. But I think what it means is it's a very dangerous time for YouTube now, because while we were already dealing with a big form of the adpocalypse and videos were getting demonetized and lots of major advertisers were pulling their ads from YouTube, now we have one of the most major successful YouTubers that YouTube supports, keeping them in YouTube Rewind. You know, they don't work with PewDiePie anymore. They canceled Skier PewDiePie after filming the whole thing. They don't invite him into YouTube Rewind, so they just don't really see him as part of the actual YouTuber circle, whereas Logan Paul is included. To have one of them be so desperate for views and attention that they're willing to not monetize the video, but just know that if they show something so dangerous and look at this tragedy as a way to benefit their channel is just sickening. I've heard the counter arguments of people saying like, well, media outlets are reporting on this and they're capitalizing on this death. Or maybe you could say I'm reporting on this and capitalizing on the death. I really do not want to give across that impression, and I do have to say that the difference between a media outlet reporting on a suicide is far different than someone discovering a suicide victim, getting close to them, filming them up close before you contact the authorities. And that's what I think was so disturbing about the vlog, is that they full well knew what they were doing, and yet their first impression was grab the camera, let's get closer. If you have not seen the video, I really do not recommend you go try and find it. Obviously, Logan Paul took down the video, and you have to look very hard to find the deleted video, as lots of people downloaded it and are re-uploading it, and YouTube's trying their best to destroy every copy of it. And at the time of me recording this, Logan Paul has issued a statement saying that he was sorry to his fans and to the people who are upset, and to, of course, the victim and his family. And he even calls out to his fans and says, do not defend me. I do not deserve to be defended. And then, of course, the controversial topic, now that I've mentioned what's happened and why it was wrong, I think we have to discuss what should be done when this kind of thing happens on YouTube. As someone who has never really encountered an event like that, and I vlog occasionally, but I can confidently say if that sort of situation arose, I definitely think I would talk about it in a video, but I know for sure that I would not try to film it. Even if I was a vlogger that tried to film every bit of my life and just tried to film everything that was going on around me, I feel like basic human logic and common sense, and out of respect to other people on this planet, any logical person would know that that's not okay to show. Any logical person would see that and say, no, we have to stop the cameras now. Let's not get closer. Let's contact the authorities. And I think what's dangerous is that in that moment, he didn't even realize what he was doing was wrong. Of course, he realizes it now, or perhaps he's even just putting on a face to saying he was sorry. Whether he is truly sorry or not, he knows he's going to get attention for this, as he is right now. And this is where I think it's really on YouTube to put your foot down and say, this is not going to be tolerated on our website. I don't like a lot of what YouTube does. I think they focus on things that don't matter, and I think they demonetize people unnecessarily, and they let AI control too much of people's incomes when it should not work that way. I disagree with all that, but I tolerate it. There's not a better site I could go to in which I would be more successful, so I don't switch. And I don't want YouTube to die. I want it to be successful, and I want them to learn from their mistakes. But I think YouTube has a responsibility to both their advertisers and their creators to look at an event like this and say, this act, doesn't matter if you're sorry, should not be tolerated. And I think they should use Logan Paul as an example as what is not tolerated on YouTube and what we do not want to encourage. And I'm not really a guy for censorship. I believe you should be able to say and think whatever you want, but if YouTube expects its advertisers to stay here and to keep supporting us creators, I think the smartest thing to do right now is to suspend Logan Paul's account. Maybe not permanently, and I know that's the controversial part of this video. Some people are like, no, don't suspend his account, just make sure he's learned his lesson and make sure he doesn't do it again. I don't think that's a harsh enough punishment. To me, this is far beyond a simple slip up like PewDiePie saying a bad word in a live stream. I think that's wrong, and yes, he should be punished for it, and he did. But what I'm really concerned about is the young fan base that watches Logan Paul's vlogs. A lot of children watched that vlog before it was taken down. And you expect someone who had to go through this long process of editing a video, filming it, importing it, exporting it, and uploading it, can they really learn from that? Are they going to run into this situation again and go, oh no, I remembered from last time not to do this? I don't think so. I think that if someone wasn't able to notice that this was a terrible idea in the first place, how can we trust them to know to not export or upload certain things in the future? I think we need to teach the future generation of YouTubers, and we need to teach the current generation of YouTubers that there is a certain certain limit that you cannot film and not post on YouTube, and it should not be tolerated. I'm not saying Logan Paul should be banned from YouTube. I'm saying that he needs a consequence for his actions, as in, like, maybe suspend his account for 3 months. He cannot upload anything for 3 months or 6 months because of what he did. There needs to be a consequence for his actions. Or perhaps terminate the whole account and he has to start from scratch. He can still make vlogs, he can still make videos, but his sub count is going to drop down to 0 and he's gonna have to work his way up. It, of course, will take him a little bit of time to let his fans know where his new channel is, and of course a lot of his loyal fans will subscribe to him again, but it would definitely be a major setback, and I think that's the kind of punishment you need to prove to upcoming creators and to creators who follow his style of vlogging in a crazy way and just vlogging whatever happens and desperately trying to get clicks no matter what. We need to prevent that generation of YouTuber from thinking that this is okay and that this is a method of getting attention, because if YouTube does nothing on this, if YouTube just says don't do that again, then what did Logan Paul lose? I mean, he got a bunch of dislikes, he's gonna get a bunch of hate from people, but a month from now people are going to be forgiving him, he's gonna have the same sub count, and he's probably making more money right now than he ever did before because his channel is getting more traffic than it ever has, or at least more traffic than usual. And in that way I think he's almost being rewarded for his actions, just because now we're realizing that YouTubers, whether it's bad press or good press, can capitalize on certain tragedies that definitely should not be capitalized on. And YouTube has made that very clear in their demonetization statements. If you're talking about tragedies or you're showing violent clips, you should not make money off of that. What I'm scared about now is having another YouTuber film a murder or finding a dead body at the bottom of a bridge or something and being like, oh, now that we found a corpse, now that we found a dead person, whether they committed suicide or were murdered, we can capitalize on this, let's film it, full well knowing it will be taken down, but we're gonna get attention about this, we're gonna get reported on this. I'm really afraid of that happening. Obviously, if you do find someone in that situation and you find a dead body, I don't want any YouTuber or any creator out there looking at it as an advantage. They should look at that as a terrible tragedy, and you need to contact the authorities about it. Don't put it on yourself. Don't be like, where do we take the body, or how much of the body do we show? And it's ridiculous that I'm having to say these words. I feel like basic human logic should be able to determine things like that. Logan Paul, you're older than I am. How can you excuse yourself acting like a 5-year-old? Now, of course, my opinion on the Pauls brothers might be biased just because I don't like their content, so if what I think should happen to them seems a bit harsh, I fully understand. As you guys know me as the Apple Sheep, you should understand that I'm okay with being biased, and I'm not trying to be unbiased on most subjects. So I'm giving into my bias and saying, I don't like your content, but on top of that, what you did is not tolerable. I don't care if you're sorry. I'm glad you're sorry, but that does not excuse your actions, and there needs to be consequences for it. You even said in your apology video yourself, don't defend me. Okay, I'm not going to defend you. I'm not going to take that as some reverse psychology bullcrap. Just because you look very, very sad, and because you said you're sorry, that doesn't mean that we should all trust you now, and we should assume that you're going to be more mature and better in the future. I don't believe that, and I think that YouTube now has a very big responsibility on their hands to take action on this. And while yes, I do think Logan Paul is going to be more careful in the future, we need to set an example for upcoming YouTubers and vloggers, and for the children who are watching your videos, that what you did was not okay, and that if someone ever tries to do something remotely like that again, they are going to lose a lot of money, and it could be the end of their career. And for those people out there who may be dealing with suicide, I could find this video extremely offensive to the extent that publishing and revealing suicide victims on the internet can encourage people and make a lot of people who are feeling suicidal feel like they can get more attention if they kill themselves. And if there's anyone watching this out there who's ever felt that way, as someone who has felt that way before, just understand that there is help out there. Like many people have said, there are people you can talk to, and keep in mind that every suicide survivor that I've heard of, whenever they think back about their suicide moment, the number one thought that always pops into their head is that moment of regret, meaning that most people who are in the process of trying to kill themselves realized how precious their life was in that last moment, and realized that it was a mistake to think that that would solve all the issues and that that was the right way to go. It's never the answer, people. Please seek help if you ever feel that way. And I want to genuinely say that anyone watching this out there who may be feeling that way, life can get better. It may seem horrible right now, but healing comes in time, and I encourage patience, and I encourage you to try to see the bright things in life and try to work your way through it. Even if it feels like it's not gonna end, there will always be a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm sorry about this Hello World probably being the saddest one I've ever made. I just had such firm opinions on this matter, and I really think that Logan Paul should be punished in a certain particular way, and it's not through dislikes, and it's not through mean comments. That's not enough. It has to be a financial and career ear-hurting punishment that would prevent this from ever happening again. If you have better ideas or if you have thoughts on the matter, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. And I'm really, really hoping that the rest of 2018 is not filled with videos like this. I hope that we have a lot more better things to look forward to, and I hope that YouTube as a platform can get a lot better and not a lot worse. Thank you guys for your time today, and if there's anyone out there who you know as being a little bit depressed or separated from the world, go tell them that you care about them. Spend some time with them. Go to lunch with them. Go see a movie or something. We can look at this tragedy and see how we can love each other better in the future. Take care and have an excellent evening.